Hi, so tomorrow is the solar eclipse. It's the second eclipse of the year. There's going to be four this year. So this is the closing of the first eclipse season. So the last one we had a couple of weeks ago where we were letting go of energies. This is bringing in energies. It's a new moon eclipse, solar eclipse, and it's a new beginning. It's going to be quite big because we've got other wider energies occurring. We've got Neptune changing signs the very next day from Pisces to Aries. So we've got quite a lot of shuffling about at the moment between the water sign of Pisces and going into Aries. Also, later on in the year, we've also got some other things happening. We've also got Uranus shifting signs from an earth sign to an air sign. We won't go into that today. I'll deal with that later. But just for today, just to say that we've got a few things happening. So we've got the eclipse, which is going to be happening 9 degrees in Aries. So wherever you have 9 degrees of Aries in your chart is where the new start is going to begin. Now, it's not only just going to start at 9 degrees, because the actual beginning point that has huge new beginnings in every year is, of course, 0 degrees of Aries. So any planet that crosses that point will be contributing to this. But this eclipse is a fated change that's also linked in with all the other planets and everything that's happening with them, because it works as a massive orchestra. And so taking small pieces out of that orchestra to explain does give you part of the picture, but only having the full picture would be looking at your natal chart. And if you wanted to go really deep, we would need to find out how all of that orchestra is touching your natal chart, which has its own unique set of instruments, if you like. If you think of planets as the instruments, every time a planet moves, which is transiting, it's going to touch one of your notes, if you like, of your chart, and it's going to vibrate. And these vibrations are the frequencies. So we're made of lots of different frequencies, which is the frequencies of the planets. And our life experiences that are influenced by the planetary movements and our environment, so it's a bit of a nature-nurture debate, defines what happens to us. Essentially, of course, there is willpower. So we need to use our willpower into what we want to bring in. So if you can have a think about what you want. So we're thinking about Venus things as well, because Venus is asking us those questions. Venus is the planet of desire, needs, wants, self-esteem, money, self-worth, relationships, female relationships. Venus is beauty. Venus is quite a beneficial energy to us. It's what we'd call a benefic experience, benefic planet. And it's retrograde right now. So we've talked about that in a previous video. That's going to continue to be retrograde for a while. Now, I wanted to talk to you about what else is happening. Now, yesterday, on the 27th of March, Venus headed into Pisces again because it's retrograding. So during this whole thing, part of that orchestra is Venus experiencing itself back in the water sign. So when Venus is in Aries, it's a very independent sign because it's about new beginnings, it's courageous, it's fire, it's the leap of faith moment. So what have you been considering whilst it's been in retrograde? The energy is going to feel softer now because it's in Pisces, as from yesterday, because it's going all the way back to 24 degrees. So you can look in your natal chart. If you want any help with this or support with this, and I can show you how to do it. I do one-to-one sessions if you want one. And we can go through, and perhaps you can have a natal chart reading with me first so that you could understand your natal chart better. And then I can show you how to work with your chart with the moon, because the energies of the moon, and especially eclipses, really have a great influence. The sun, of course, affects us and highlights points of our birth chart all the way throughout the year as well, which lasts for a month. The moon cycle goes on for 28 days or so, and it will go through a sign. It takes about 2.5 days per sign. So these are very frequent energies that we're experiencing, therefore they're very changeable. So when we have a solar eclipse, we're bringing in new energy because it's a new start. It's a new cycle, between a new synodic cycle between the moon and the sun. So new moons are great for manifesting, but imagine where we are right now, which is we're literally going through huge changes in astrology in the world, and things are going to really change by the time next year comes, because a lot of the larger planets, which are generational, are moving away from more feminine yin energies, more introverted energies. They're quite calm, and they're moving to much more extroverted and yang energies, which means we're going to need to ground ourselves more. Now, I do rebalancing paintings as well. Any energy paintings that can act as a visual reminder of what we want to bring in. They're also channeled as well. So I channel energies from sort of outer interplanetary energies, and I'm going to be doing a rebalancing painting for Earth, another one, probably quite a large one, which would be nice to visualize the grounding energy that we're going to be needing as these planets change. So we're in that change. So this eclipse is helping us with that change. It's moving us forwards into the newer energies. And Neptune is a very spiritual planet. It's a very dreamy planet. That's going to be part of the eclipse energy because Neptune's changing signs. So Neptune is changing signs from Pisces, and it's going through its last sign of a 165-year cycle. So that's a lot of a long time ago since the last time Neptune entered Aries. So over 160 odd years ago. So it's big. This is not small fry. It entered Pisces in its own territory, Neptune did, in about 2011. So during this last 14 years or so, you will have been dissolving things, and you will have been stepping into more compassion for yourself, and perhaps just having more of a spiritual journey in life. Things, might have felt quite confusing in certain areas, because as Neptune dissolves, and it does it very slowly, it can be it rules the ocean. It's very emotional, it's very dissolving, and it's also very magical as well. But the job of Neptune is to dissolve. So when it goes through a sign, it dissolves in that area of your life, things that need to transcend into a higher frequency. It's in its own sign at the moment, and so on the 30th of March is going to change. It will go back again because every planet retrogrades, but just so you know, all of this is going to coincide. So wherever you have 9 degrees is where the eclipse is happening tomorrow, and it's going to happen here in the UK. It's going to happen around 11 o'clock, although I'm now doubting that time. But it's definitely happening tomorrow anyway. I thought it was 6 in the morning, so I need to double check my timings on my computer here just to make sure. According to this, it's saying 10:57. So it is happening tomorrow, and that's the beginning of a new cycle. And it's going to last a long time. It's not going to just be a slow thing. But you might notice some new energies changing, more confidence, more courage. You might feel less survival energy is going to be dissolved a little bit, and you might trust your own self and identity more. You might start, over this next few years, you might be finding yourself feeling just more compassionate about your own self, more comfortable in your own skin, softer, less competitive. So wherever you are quite competitive, it's going to be dissolving that. And it's going to be very different to how it has been over this. Yeah, I think you will notice the change. I'll discuss the Neptune energies in more detail. For now, I just wanted to let you know that Venus is in retrograde, and it's been in retrograde, and it's going back. It's now in Pisces, so you might feel a little bit tired. You might feel a bit more floaty. You might feel more relaxed. It might be hard to focus, and you might need to focus a bit more to get jobs done. You might have to make some lists. But really, most of all, it's about just going easy on yourself. And tomorrow is a new beginning. Tomorrow is the start of something. And it's not necessarily going to stick straight away, but it's the start of something. And all of these starts are going to be building momentum. The pace is going to be picking up. So we are going to need to ground ourselves as time goes on. And yeah, I'm repeating myself quite a lot about this because this topic is going to be with us for another couple of years or so, these new starts, because it's really big energy and it's very impactful globally. So I feel quite positive about it. I'm looking forward to some change. I don't know about you. I've been feeling like things have been stagnant for quite a while. Even though things have been changing, it's been happening little bit by bit by bit by bit. And I think we're revisiting things with these retrogrades, Mercury and Venus, to figure out what we want, what we think about things. It's about completion. Everything in the Pisces energy is about completion energies. So when we get this eclipse tomorrow in Aries, it might just act as a catalyst, because eclipses do create change. As I say, a new moon is the beginning. So it's get your visualizations written down, do a vision board, and if you want a energy painting done by myself so that you can visualize what you want, check out my webpage www.jenniferladd.art. All of my artwork is on there. I'm working on some new paintings right now. I'm really excited about it. I'm starting a new collection. It's always energy based, but it just feels like it's an upgrade is occurring, and I'm just so excited to share it with you in colour and in the downloads that I get via the painting. So good luck with it. Have a look and find out where you've got this degree point in your chart. You can go to astro.com. You can get in contact with me. I'll get something set up so that you can get yourself a free chart from my webpage. That's something I'll get sorted for you. Anyway, enough blether from me. Good luck with it, and I'm looking forward to talking more about these energies. Bye.